Mr. Doggett is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to our witnesses. As a long-term advocate myself for greater openness, for greater transparency, I certainly support having better and more extensive data concerning healthcare prices. Comparative price data can be helpful to us as policymakers and can help identify inefficiencies in cost and quality. What transparency cannot do is to fix our broken healthcare system that is riddled with anti-competitive behaviors, increasing consolidation, and government-approved monopolies. It's not like shopping for a car or a television. There's very little competition among healthcare services, and monopolies drive up prices. Even if a consumer has complete pricing information, understands every option, and has time to shop for the best deal, healthcare prices are still astronomical in a broken market. And unlike shopping for a television, healthcare is often an emergency item, an accident, a heart attack. There's not a chance to do much shopping, nor is the lowest price the biggest consideration at that dangerous point in someone's life. For more than a decade, the Republicans have had as their principal healthcare goal repealing Obamacare and replacing it with NothingCare. Now they claim that if we have enough price information and we have these health savings accounts, we have a panacea. Well, I don't believe that that's true. I think that health savings accounts, not unlike the junk insurance plans they've also promoted, have some serious limitations and are often very skimpy. For example, there's data that shows that the majority of U.S. households have less than $3,000 in their checking and savings accounts. But the average deductible for an HSA qualified plan is about $2,500. So for many families who have an HSA, an emergency can still wipe out a family savings. And I think it's rather misleading to talk about 78% of families, people in families being covered by HSAs. Because the data that is really significant is how many people have money within an HSA. And if you look at the 2020 data, there are only 2 million people in America who claimed a deduction for a contribution to an HSA. It may just simply mean that 78% have employers that offer them little else than a high deductible plan. Having an account doesn't mean you have much or any money in it or even a dime in it. In fact, the truth about HSAs is that they're a boon for those at the top of the economic ladder. Only 5% of Americans earning less than $100,000 actually had money in an HSA. Under the guise of affordability, HSAs are really a triple tax advantage for the wealthy. They provide tax-deductible contributions, earnings are tax-deductible, and withdrawals are also not taxed. It's a great contrast with the flexible savings accounts that many people rely on, where you're called upon to guess how much your health expenditures will be the next year, and if you guess too high, you lose those dollars. No, in this case, this is a lucrative tax shelter that grows year by year. We need to recognize that health savings accounts are an expenditure to the people of America. They're a tax expenditure that is as real as if we went down and asked the Appropriations Committee to approve the almost $200 billion that will be spent over the next 10 years on health savings accounts, even if there are no changes made in them. Republicans are really big spenders when it comes to these tax loopholes, and that's what we have here. I think, Dr. Gilfillan, one comment I'd ask you about is your reference to Medicare Advantage. How much is the overpaying for Medicare Advantage denying us an opportunity to improve Medicare and other health care programs?
Thank you for that question, Congressman Doggett. This year, estimates are between $25 and $50 million in $1 billion in overpayments to MA plans. That is projected to total almost $600 billion just from the risk score gaming we know they do to make their populations look sicker over the next 8 years, And all subsidies combined look like about $1 trillion in subsidization over the next 8 years. That's more than enough to address the issues of housing insecurity and food insecurity that we know contribute significantly to discrepancies and inequities in life expectancy in America.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I would ask unanimous consent to include in the record a report from the Center on Budget regarding health savings accounts and their limitations.
Without objection.